when we found out we got in the tournament, we had just talked about a second opportunity and a second chance, and I think a lot of us had a bad taste in our mouth how the season ended, especially the guys that have been here that have seen so much success. You know, they came out today and took advantage of that opportunity. You know, obviously we played great, but we just played hard, we played tough, and physical, and we did everything we needed to do to win the game. And these guys know we preach to them how good they can be, and today they definitely showed it.
Coach, a lot of people that we've talked to around here has said Southern Connecticut State has no business being here. We highlighted it on the broadcast, we talked about it a lot. The last time that really happened to this significance was Virginia Commonwealth, and they went all the way to the Final Four back a few years ago. Did you think you were in the tournament this year based on what had happened at the end of the year, or were you expecting to not play anymore this season?
We thought it'd be a long shot. We definitely were. We were unsure. That's the best way I can say it. I mean, we knew we had a small chance.
Yeah.
We knew it wasn't obviously a good chance, and we just had to wait and find out. And you know, fortunately, we did get in.
Coaching without Darrell on the sidelines, obviously. What was the challenge for you leading up to this game? What was kind of the game plan going into it? How did it come out to execute it?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Burrell was obviously involved in all of that leading up to the game. And at this point in the year, obviously all the preparation he's given the team and all the practice he put the team through and everything he's done to this point made my life a lot easier. You know, it's March 10th now, and we've been together since October, and he's been our leader the whole time. And at this point, you know, it was an unfortunate situation what happened, and I needed to be the head coach, but my job is easy today because of everything he's done all year.
Coach, how much the last two times, this is your third NCAA tournament, once with Coach Horrenda at UMass Lowell, and your second one with Southern Connecticut. How much did you take from those experiences going forward today?
A ton. I think anytime you have any sort of experience, whether it's winning, losing, or anything in your life, you learn from it. And you know, I was lucky to be around some guys that you know, have had success. Coach Horrenda at UMass Lowell was my first boss as assistant coach, and you know, Coach Quinnipiac, and now Coach Burrell at Southern. So being around them every day and picking their brain and learning is kind of what helps you lead up to a situation like this where you need to do this.
Michael, I hope that the call that I had over the airwaves does justice to you when you hear it later. Take me through, first of all, breaking the all-time Northeast 10 scoring record on that layup. Did you know where you were, or was it just you were focused on the game?
When we found out we were in, our room with all seniors,
Mm-hmm.
so they ran in there and they said, "You are 27 points away from this record. We are not leaving that gym without you getting that record." So I had a whole week of that non-sleep. Just I wanted it that bad, but I also wanted it within the flow of the game. I didn't want to just go out there and start chucking shots because, you know, I've been known to do that. But yeah, and we went to halftime, and those five seniors, the rest of my seniors came up to me and said, "You're 5 points away." So I knocked down the first three, and I just said, "Give me the ball." And as soon as I seen who was on me, I just attacked it. When it went in, I couldn't actually believe it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long way. Jerry, just a great performance today. We mentioned a couple times you got 2 offensive rebounds to extend possessions, and then there were fouls that followed that set you guys to the line, just extending plays. Can you talk about just your tenacity and the energy that you provided for your guys today?
Well, our coaches and the guys on the team, they always tell us to go hard and crash the offensive glass. And I just knew with me being aggressive and trying to get the rebounds every time that sometimes I was going to get it. So every time they shot the ball in the free throw, I just tried to go get it, and I got it. So I was happy to be a part of that and help the team so we could extend the lead and keep going.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the matchup against St. Rose? I know a lot of people around here were saying Southern Connecticut State, for as much as they said that you weren't going to win today, they said, but if they do advance against St. Rose, there's some matchup issues that the Golden Knights have against you guys. Can you talk about a little bit about that going forward?
Obviously, it's based on our 2 games this year. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle tomorrow. we beat them by 2 at their place, they beat us by 2 at our place. So, you know, they're a very, very good and very, very solid team. They have older guys that have been through a lot of wars, a lot of games, and have seen a lot of success. But so have we. You know, I think our guys, in terms of matchups, athletically, I think we're as good as anybody. And like I said earlier, I think if we play with the passion and we have guys like Gary and Mike and everybody, like Gary keeping plays alive, those are plays that win games, and those are plays that we need to make tomorrow to win the game. So, I mean, it's going to be a great matchup. They're obviously a very good team, but you know, we're going to prepare tonight, and if we come out with the same energy and fire tomorrow, we'll be okay.
The first time you disputed a call and you were sitting on the bench, and there were some calls to dispute today, no doubt.
Yeah.
What was it like to get up and talk to an official?
My first game as a coach.
You're so quiet. You're like, it's like, you know, can I talk to you? Was that a little awkward that you knew that you could talk to the officials today?
Yeah, it was different. I'll be honest, it was different. But, you know, I just today was trying to focus. I mean, there was a lot of fouls called both ways. So, I mean, it was just about doing what we needed to do to win the game. I mean, there's certain things you can't control, and that's definitely one of them. And we never talked about it once all game as a team. I mean, we definitely got frustrated at times, but it was never something we talked about. We just talked about what we needed to do to win.
Michael, 42 points today. What was it like to put this club on your back and carry them over stretches where, I mean, you just put them on your shoulders and said, guys, we got another round to play tomorrow, and we're going there. Do you take anything from the experiences of two regional finals? I mean, what's the thought process?
Because I know my freshman year, Greg Langston, Luke Houston, Tyler, Stephon Williams put me on their back, and I ride at the coattails, watching and just, understanding the situation, understanding like the moment. I'm a senior, so this is it. I mean, I want to play basketball after, but that's not guaranteed. So I had to calm myself down and understand what the situation was and what I needed to do to help our team get the victory. Me going out and scoring 40, I had absolutely no problem doing that.
Yeah, you mentioned Luke Houston. What a different bench it was today with Jay Moran, your athletic director, and Luke Houston, who is one of the great players at the school. Can you take me through what it was like to come back off the floor and see those guys on the sidelines?
Oh, it was easy for me. I see Jay Moran every day. I work in the field house, so every time I see him, he's so energetic and fiery, so I knew exactly what he was going to bring. And I battled Luke for about 3 years. I got scratches all over my body. I got mentally beat now, but that guy built me to who I am today. So when he says something, I never question it. I know he means it from the heart, and he loves me. So when he said something to me, I sat there and I listened, and then I tried to preach it to the team so they fully understood what we needed to do to get the victory.
Mike, after last year, going through the season, you guys had a much better record last year than you did this year. But getting to the second round after last year's craziness or whatever happened in the first round, do you feel more accomplished now that maybe people didn't give you as much of a chance this time around as compared to last year? And speak to that and what that means for you.
I think last year we had so much scoring power and we were so athletic. We kind of just took it for granted. I mean, we played hard in that game, but you can see there was long lapses of non-communication and things like that. And that's something that Coach Bocali, Coach Burrell, and me and the other 6 captains that we have preached to this team is we have to communicate and play defense. And once we do that, we know we are very hard to beat. So I don't know if we can say we feel more accomplished, but we're just happy to be in the spot we're at.
Jerry, the physical play down low, you had a lot of rebounds tonight, obviously, but how physical was it playing down low and trying to get those offensive rebounds? How satisfying was it as well as making such a big impact for your team?
It was physical. During the first half, I realized, the guys were going to crash the glass and everything. And I just kind of went in there with the mindset of I'm going to box everybody out. And once I did that, I realized that I could get more offensive and defensive rebounds. And with the help of the teammates and the coaching staff cheering me on to be aggressive, that just made it that much easier. So,
was there any nerves coming into this game? This is your first time here at Southern playing in the NCAA tournament? Was there anything?
Yeah, it was a little bit of nervousness. I'm not gonna lie. But once the tip off happened, I was just right in the mode. I knew what was at stake. I knew our opportunity, and I just wanted to help the team capitalize on that. And we did.
What does it mean to you, Mike, not only to be the all-time leading scorer at Southern, but now the all-time NCAA record holder? The accolades come on and on. Do you ever get tired of shooting at all, maybe, or something? I don't know.
I did have an elbow problem in the beginning of the season. So my body said I need to calm down, but no, absolutely not. When I was younger, I was at the table and my dad was making a joke. He said, this family, you shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot. I would never let that motto leave my head. So if it's an off day, it's just gonna be my arm getting tired.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you guys.